Chicago Sky should suspend her for this. They won't, because they're too damn scared of her fans.
Chaos in Chicago. Angel Reese, the Sky's rising star, has just been suspended after a shocking fight with her own coach on live TV. But was this passion or pure disrespect? Millions saw it. The clip went viral, and now the entire WNBA is in chaos. What really happened inside that huddle? And is this the beginning of the end for Reese in Chicago? Let's break it down.
League, lack of respect, this behavior can't happen.
Nobody expected this. Angel Reese, the player fans have called the future of the Chicago Sky, the star who has inspired a whole new generation of WNBA fans, suddenly found herself at the center of the league's biggest scandal of the season. In the middle of a tense timeout, with her team trailing and frustrations boiling over, Reese slapped a clipboard right out of her coach Tyler Marsh's hands. An entire world saw it live. The arena gasped. Commentators fell silent before calling it one of the most disrespectful acts they had ever seen on a basketball court. And fans, they were left torn between disbelief and heartbreak.
That is one of the most disrespectful acts I've ever witnessed by a professional athlete.
Because here's the truth. This wasn't just some random player. This was Angel Reese, the one who built her brand on confidence, fire, and never backing down. The one who turned doubters into believers. The one who had just dropped 22 points and 15 rebounds in the very same game. For her supporters, it felt like whiplash. How could someone who dominated the court so brilliantly let frustration spill over so publicly? But that's what makes this story so complicated. Reese's passion is exactly what fans love about her. The energy, the edge, the I don't care who doubts me mentality. That's why she became a household name back at LSU. That's why so many people wear her jersey today. And yet that same fire, in one split second, crossed a line. And now the question every fan is asking, was this a young star simply showing her frustration in the heat of the moment? Or is it proof of something deeper? Immaturity, a lack of respect, maybe even cracks in the locker room that we've all missed? By the very next morning, the Chicago Sky front office made their move, and it was a bold one. Angel Reese, the face of their rebuild, the player they marketed as the future of the franchise, was hit with an indefinite contract suspension. The official statement was clear. Her actions violated team standards, and no one, no matter how popular, is bigger than the team. For some fans, this felt like a punch to the gut. How could the Sky suspend their brightest star, the one who's been carrying them on her back, averaging double-doubles night after night? Wasn't she just showing the same fiery competitiveness that made everyone fall in love with her in the first place? On social media, hashtags like #FreeReese and #SkyDrama started trending within hours. Thousands of supporters defended her, arguing that passion should never be punished. Others, though, fired back, saying this was long overdue, proof that the team had let her get away with too much for too long. And here's where it gets even more complicated. While Reese is dealing with her suspension, head coach Tyler Marsh isn't escaping criticism either. Analysts are asking tough questions. Why didn't he respond in the moment? Why didn't he bench her, call her out, or take control of the situation? For many, his silence spoke louder than any words.
Fine for publicly disrespecting a coach. I'm gonna be interested to see, will Tyler Marsh actually address this,
raising doubts about whether he has truly earned the respect of his locker room. So now, both Angel Reese and Tyler Marsh are under the spotlight. The star player is suspended, the coach is questioned, and the franchise? It's caught in the middle of a storm, trying to hold its identity together while the world watches. This suspension isn't just about one heated moment, one clipboard, or even one game. It's about what Angel Reese represents to Chicago, to the WNBA, and to her fans. She wasn't just drafted to be a good player. She was marketed as the face of the franchise, the one who could pull the Sky out of a rebuild, the one who could bring new fans to the league, energize arenas, and prove that women's basketball is worth every bit of the spotlight. That's why this scandal feels so heavy, because now, instead of being celebrated for her dominance, Reese is being defined by controversy. Some analysts are already speculating about trades, about whether the Sky might move on and reset their culture completely. For fans, that idea is almost unthinkable. Losing Reese would feel like losing the very identity they were just starting to build around. But here's the other side. The WNBA is growing faster than ever, and stories like this don't just vanish. Every major sports network has already dissected the clip frame by frame. Every debate show has weighed in, and Reese's name, the same name that sold jerseys and filled highlight reels, is now tied to words like immaturity, controversy, and disrespect. So the questions keep piling up. Can Angel Reese apologize, come back stronger, and prove this was just a young star's mistake? Or will this be the turning point that sends her career in an entirely different direction, maybe even out of Chicago altogether? One thing's for sure, this story isn't over. In fact, it might just be beginning. For the Chicago Sky, this isn't just just a player suspension. It's a crisis that cuts straight to the heart of the franchise. This team was supposed to be rebuilding around Angel Reese, building a new identity, giving fans something to believe in after tough seasons. She wasn't just a rookie, she was a movement. And now, the headlines aren't about her dominance or her potential or the Sky's future. They're about chaos, suspension, and controversy. The timing couldn't be worse. The WNBA is growing. Every game feels bigger. Every star player is more visible than ever. The league is fighting for more respect, more TV deals, and more global attention. And yet, instead of highlighting Reese's 22 points and 15 rebounds, the viral clip dominating ESPN and Twitter is her slapping a clipboard out of her coach's hands. That's the image casual fans are seeing. That's the narrative being pushed. For Chicago, this raises painful questions. If your biggest star is suspended, if your coach is under fire, and if your fan base is divided, where do you go from here? Do you double down on discipline and risk alienating Reese's massive following? Or do you bend to her star power and risk losing control of your team culture altogether? It's a lose-lose situation, and the front office knows it. And the league? The WNBA wanted Reese to be a symbol of the future. Now, she's a headline about immaturity and instability. For fans who believed in her, who wore her jersey, defended her on Twitter, and celebrated her fire, this moment hurts. But the question that lingers over everything is simple. Can the Sky survive this storm without losing their identity and their fan base? So now, here we are. Angel Reese, once the unquestioned future of the Chicago Sky, sits suspended, her reputation on the line, and her relationship with her coach hanging by a thread. The franchise is under fire. The locker room feels divided. An entire WNBA world is watching. This isn't just a story about basketball. It's about pride, leadership, respect, and the razor-thin line between passion and chaos. For Reese, this could be the turning point of her career. Will she swallow her pride, apologize, and use this moment as fuel to become the leader Chicago desperately needs? Or will she double down, leaving the Sky with no choice but to consider a trade or even a permanent split? And let's not forget Tyler Marsh. Can he survive this storm as head coach? Can he regain authority in a locker room where his star player openly defied him on national television? Or is his silence in that moment proof that he's already lost control? The truth is, the next few weeks may decide everything, not just for Angel Reese and the Sky, but for the WNBA itself. Because this league is in the spotlight like never before, and stories like this shape how the public sees its stars. So what happens next? Is this the start of Angel Reese's redemption story? A comeback that silences doubters and reclaims her throne? Or is this the moment her rise turns into a cautionary tale? One thing's certain, this saga is far from over, and the next chapter might just change everything. Beyond the suspension, beyond the locker room tension, lies the bigger battle Angel Reese is now fighting, the battle for her image. Because make no mistake, in today's sports world, what happens on the court is only half the story. The other half is perception. And right now, the perception of Angel Reese is under attack. Fans see her as fiery, unapologetic, and fearless, the same traits that made her a star at LSU and turned her into a household name overnight. Those qualities sold jerseys, brought in sponsorships, and made her one of the most marketable players in the league. But now, those very same traits are being painted as immaturity, disrespect, and instability. The media is already shaping the narrative. Angel Reese out of control. Angel Reese can't handle authority. Angel Reese is hurting her team. But here's the twist. Her fans aren't giving up. Social media proves it. Hashtags, edits, highlight reels, and even petitions defending her right to play. To them, Angel isn't a villain. She's someone who plays with emotion, someone who refuses to be silenced, someone who's being punished for showing the very passion that made her great. The question is, which side of that narrative will win? Will the league, the team, and the media succeed in painting Reese as a cautionary tale? Or will her fans' loyalty and her undeniable talent flip the story, turning this suspension into the spark of a comeback stronger than anyone imagined? Because in sports, image is everything, and right now, Angel Reese's image hangs in the balance. Every great athlete has a moment where the world questions them. For Angel Reese, this suspension might just be that moment. But here's the thing, setbacks don't have to define a career. Sometimes they ignite the greatest comebacks. Think about it. If Reese can take this suspension, this media firestorm, and channel it into growth, she could write one of the most powerful redemption arcs the WNBA has ever seen. Imagine the statement she could make, coming back, dominating on the court, showing leadership, proving to critics and fans alike that she's more than just passion, that she's discipline, maturity, and greatness all rolled into one. And here's why that matters. Because Reese isn't just any player. She's a star with a following bigger than most teams. She's already proven she can grab headlines, fill arenas, and capture the attention of an entire generation. If she chooses the redemption path, she has the power to flip the entire narrative. Instead of being remembered for a clipboard slap, she could be remembered for resilience, for growth, for becoming the leader Chicago desperately needs. But the choice is hers. Will she let this suspension spiral into a permanent stain on her career? Or will she rise above it, turn critics into believers, and prove once again why so many call her the future of women's basketball? Because in sports, legends aren't made when everything is perfect. They're made when the world doubts you and you come back stronger than ever. So here we are. Angel Reese, suspended, criticized, defended, and debated more than any player in the league right now. In just one night, she went from the the Sky's unstoppable star to the center of a firestorm that has every fan, analyst, and rival watching her next move. The Chicago Sky find themselves standing at a crossroads. Do they double down on discipline, risking the alienation of their biggest star and her massive fan base? Or do they welcome Reese back with open arms, betting everything on her ability to grow and lead despite the chaos? For the franchise, the stakes couldn't be higher. One wrong move, and they risk losing not just games, but their identity, and maybe even their future. And for Reese, this isn't just about a suspension. It's about her legacy. Will she be remembered as the fiery young star who let emotion derail her career, or the warrior who stumbled, learned, and came back stronger, proving to everyone that passion and leadership can coexist? The truth is, this saga is bigger than Chicago. It's about the WNBA itself. A league on the rise, a league fighting for more respect, more visibility, and more stars to rally around. And Angel Reese, whether she likes it or not, has become one of the league's most important names. So now we wait. Will Angel Reese's story be written as a fall or as a redemption? Because the next chapter isn't just about her. It's about the future of the Chicago Sky and maybe the future of the WNBA itself.